going head-to-head in tonight's dual meet competition here at CD.
I expect TC to come out really fast. The one concern I have for TC, he hasn't been in long matches this year. A lot of falls. Garrett is coming off an illness a couple weeks ago, so I mean it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of unfolds.
It's just impressive to me to see during a dual meet where it's not completely a blowout, but you send in the two best wrestlers out there to wrestle each other. It shows the level of competition of Dave Heckert and Jeff Swigert and where they want these kids to be at the end of the season.
And I think for the kids as well, wanting this match. I'm quite sure if you ask either one of these guys, they wanted this match. And, you know, even if it's 4-2, 5-2, 5-4, you're going to see a technically sound match. Neither of these guys is going to give up anything stupid.
We were talking about bumping and moving guys around. Was one of the coaches responsible for getting this match out here tonight? I mean, did somebody make a move earlier that resulted in these two guys getting here right now?
I actually think it was Jeff Swigert, because Cumberland Valley was responsible for sending out their guy the first in the last match for the 160-pound match. And Swags could have sent in Pepperman to try to get 6. So he could have actually tried to earn the points here. Not thinking the actual matches, particularly later on, Central Dauphin is really weak in the upper weights.
Correct.
So the match being out of hand, he made a conscious choice to say, let's put the two best wrestlers in the state against each other tonight. Let's give these people a show and the kids a great experience.
Okay, and so far we are scoreless as we hit the 15-second mark of the opening period. 170 pounds, T.C. Warner in the white for Cumberland Valley. Garrett Pepperman, the last in the long line of famed Pepperman wrestlers here at Central Dauphin.
The other interesting thing is, I know Garrett wants to work on getting off bottom. He thinks it's been his weak point this year. His brothers, Walter and Marshall, sit in the stands, and not tonight, but at tournaments, and they yelled at him about not being able to get off bottom. So I think this is going to be a test for him in the third period, if indeed he's on the bottom.
It gives up one there to T.C. Warner to give up the first point of the match, which was really not earned, just given up.
It was smart because T.C. loves the reversal and put you on your back.
Or rather give up 1 than 2, particularly if you're struggling from getting off the bottom.
Correct. Garrett's been using an ankle pick this year a lot. Actually, a lot of Central Dauphin single leg. He's really good at getting a single leg and then kind of crawling up behind you.
Would this matchup have been a surprise to either of these guys? I mean, when they walked in the gym tonight, did they think this was a possibility?
Probably not. I think both of them, actually TC looked very surprised. I looked over at the bench. I think they were expecting them to put out Garrett Pepperman to get an easy 6. When he wasn't, he certainly didn't look upset.
There's that single leg. He got that single leg, but TC Warner's.
He's in. A funk. Nope, both of them, no control here, no control. Both laying on the legs, going to end up in a stalemate.
And that's T.C. Warner, that flexibility, that funkiness that he has, and you just don't teach it. It's just something he has to bail himself out of a bad situation.
Well, you know, good college wrestlers have great scrambling ability.
Halfway through the match at 170, and it's T.C. Warner with a 1-0 lead over Garrett Pepperman.
And these things are always won by, most of the time, not necessarily by the aggressor, but the guy who makes the mistake.
Or makes the move with 3 seconds left.
And believe it or not, Garrett's really I think Garrett has done more in this match.
He has.
And
he's putting pressure on.
He's really putting pressure. I think he really wanted this match.
Stalling call on T.C. Warner.
I never thought I'd ever see that.
And to be honest, I believe it was warranted. Because, as you said, Pepperman's continuing to press. You got 2 guys here who are quality wrestlers. You know, that's the level of call that you'd make in a state tournament.
Yeah, I'm just stunned that I never thought I'd see that. Gave it to T.C. Warner, of all people. But, right, I mean, Garrett's pushing. He took a shot early, was in on a single.
I've not seen him back up yet.
Oh, that's beautiful.
No, nothing yet. Look. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Unbelievable.
Wow. What a great scramble.
Jeff Swigert is yelling for 2. He's coming over to the table. Dave Heckert coming over now.
Here's a look at this again, guys. We can look at it, but the
nice
officials
single
cannot.
leg. No, he had a Merkle there. He clearly never established. Look.
That's close.
That is very close.
That is real close.
It looked like for a split second in the slow motion review, he had both feet underneath and both arms underneath. And that looked like it could have been two.
Two and an escape. Oh, look at this. T.C. Warner lets him up.
Boy, it's 1-1.
I think that was the case. Oh, no, he went neutral.
He went neutral on that, so it's still 1-0. Warner with the lead as we start the final 2 minutes.
Garrett must feel really good about Jeff Swaggart's irate over there.
I'll tell you something, in the slow motion.
That looked like two to me.
Look. And he's earned two. I'll tell you, Garrett Pepperman really worked to get that.
I'll tell you what, Garrett Pepperman.
He looked good.
Garrett Pepperman tonight. Oh, he's going to try and tilt him.
I'm going to tell you something.
You got to be kidding me.
He is being the aggressor and clearly not afraid to expose his own back in this case.
This might be the most aggressive or most impressive match to me that I've seen Garrett wrestle, taking it to a guy who's been unstoppable this year.
Yep. And again, no stalling warnings, only one on T.C. Warner. And again, he's attempting to turn him. There is no stalling there. I saw T.C. Warner looking at the official saying, what are you going to do when you got his wrist down there and continue to expose his back and bump him on the hip? That's not stalling.
45 seconds.
No.
I completely disagree with that call.
That's terrible.
Where did he do to promote any action there?
See,
that call was bad.
I mean, this has been notorious throughout this match. You know.
Wow.
In a match like this, let him wrestle.
There was no stalling there at all. The top guy was promoting the action.
You know, and for Garrett, what's he do now? And this changes the complexion of the match. And that's the problem. He has to let him go because he doesn't know what the official's going to do.
I'll tell you something. I think that was a really, really bad call there.
Absolutely. That was terrible. And it totally changes the match for Garrett Pepperman.
It does. And he's still in bounds, and he calls him out of bounds.
That is...
You got to be kidding me. That's two really bad calls.
Wow. I'll tell you what.
Let's see the replay of this. You show me where Garrett Pepperman is out of bounds here. You have to have feet in bounds. He's completely in bounds. That's 2 points for a takedown. That is unbelievable.
Well, we are tied at 2 with coming up on 20 seconds left.
And still working towards a takedown. And gets it.
Gets a takedown with 17 left.
That's
justified. Despite the official, that was justified.
Absolutely. And credit Garrett Pepperman for keeping his head in this match despite the bad calls.
Yep. It looked like he had 2 takedowns that were not awarded in that match. And plus, a questionable stalling call that changed the perspective of the match.
Garrett Pepperman, I mean, credit to him for what he's done in this match. Coming back from all that adversity, dealing with that.
Garrett Pepperman, huge win at 170 over T.C. Warner. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, YouTube, it's dinner time.
When Marcus and Michelle were starting their family, they came to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for their home loan. We're proud we could help Marcus, Michelle, and Mia. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help home ownership dreams come true.
Welcome back. The gym in a buzz right now at Central Dauphin. After that win at 170. Garrett Pepperman, a 4-3 winner over T.C. Warner. Warner just his second loss of the year.
I've not seen Garrett Pepperman look that good.
Nope. Even in his state title run. How about it?
I'll tell you something. He, number one, didn't get rattled, didn't let any of the external officiating affect his ability to continue to stay focused, continue to stay the aggressor, continue to work. and really showed confidence even in letting him up and taking him down before the end of the match. And he did it twice.
And absolutely, he could have very well let that get to him. He could have lost his composure and could have really, I don't want to say mailed in, but he really could have got out of sorts and left an opening to T.C. Warner, who's really an aggressive wrestler. But, I mean, Garrett Pepperman, credit him for being aggressive the whole match, taking it to T.C. Warner, and really getting the job done.
And despite all the surroundings, he worried about what he can control, and at the end, it proved to be the deciding factor in his victory.
Right.
All right, folks. Those of you who watched it at home and those of you who are here to witness it in person, there was not a better quality match that you'll see on TV or otherwise. That, folks, is what Central Pennsylvania Wrestling's about.
Yeah, that could be a Wrestler of the Week honor for me next week. Make it easy for me.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to top that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the way he went after him, I'm stunned because not that Garrett Pepperman's a boring wrestler. We're not saying that, but to come after a guy like T.C. Warner.
There was not one time in that match that he put himself in a bad position.
I don't think he took one step back the whole match.
And that's, well...
We'll be talking about this one later on and for some time to come. But now we're moving on to 182. It's Trent Cook of Cumberland Valley taking on Steve Mcneel of Central Dauphin. And unfortunately, Jeremy, we're going to have to say goodbye to you. We'll be checking back in with you a little bit later as we approach the last couple of matches here. That win by Pepperman stopped the bleeding somewhat for Central Dauphin, as CV had won 4 previous matches. So now the team score is 26-17 in favor of Cumberland Valley.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy. We'll
Great
talk
job.
to you soon. We are scoreless as we approach the closing seconds of the opening 2-minute period at 182 pounds. Trent Cook, Steve Mcneel. George, what can you do for an encore?
I don't want to give any foreshadowing statements, but I think you just saw your highlight and your climax of the evening. That was one hell of a match.
So we are scoreless after 2 minutes. We now welcome in, as he puts on the headsets, Dave Brun of the Carlisle Sentinel. Welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
How you doing? Welcome. Happy New Year.
You too.
What did you think of the last match?
Oh, that was definitely a good one. Pepperman showed that he still has. He's ready for this year.
And as we saw on instant replay, 2 takedowns that it looked like he clearly controlled that he didn't get, and a questionable stall call. So
he was definitely showed up for that one.
Didn't let any of the external issues get in the way of him continuing to stay focused, aggressive, and keep himself in the right position.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we finally get our first point of this 182-pound match. This goes to Trent Cook. He has 1-0 lead.
Trent Cook, 13-8 record this year. Cumberland Valley Kickoff Classic, 3rd place. A 6th place at the King of the Mountain this year. And then we've got Steve Mcneel, it appears, with a record of 8-6. So relatively even matchup here. Guys head-to-head here, just doing some pushing.
Halfway through the match at 182. Trent Cook of CV still on top, 1-0. Eagles on top, the team score 26-17.
No takedown yet. Work behind, must take him down to the mat, must take him back down to the mat, and is unable to do that. So the score remains 1-0. Steve Mcneel over Trent Cook. Guys head-to-head here. Seems like a pretty even matchup.
Yeah, I'd say these are two of the guys that make these teams good. The guys that don't get put to their back, and when you get 2 of them going up against each other, it can be, not as hyped up of a match as the last one we saw, but it can be equally as entertaining.
And I tell you, we were remarking earlier, CD has showed up tonight.
Yeah, definitely. They have the kind of, when you get into that room that they have, you don't have weak guys come out of that, no matter if they're backups or what.
Well,
that makes for a strong team year in, year out.
They turned from being green to getting a little whiter.
And as a coach, I guess that's about all you can ask for, is you guys give it their best shot.
And making improvements each week.
So 2 periods down at 182, and it's still 1-0. Trent Cook with the lead for Cumberland Valley. Into the final 2 minutes. Stay tuned. We have a lot of stuff coming your way at the conclusion of the match, like the Hoffman Ford Wrestler of the match. I think we should start passing out ballots to see who's going to win that award tonight, don't you think, guys?
I don't know if you need ballots tonight.
I don't think we'll need a recount either. It's funny, a match like that will probably overshadow the team result here tonight.
Sure.
You know?
Well, I mean, that's something that fans come in and, you know, when the matchup gets to occur, you're lucky enough to, and now, thanks to our generous sponsors, you not only can witness it in the gym, you can see it on your own TV through High School Sports Live.
That's the great thing about it. I mean, imagine waking up tomorrow morning and checking and saying, gee, I was thinking of going to the match last night and I didn't, and I missed Pepperman taking on Warner. But you know what? Thanks to the beauty of High School Sports Live, we had it for you, so you saw it in the comfort of your own living room.
And all of it's possible through our generous sponsors, and I know we had a great turnout this year of individual companies in this region that have decided to make high school sports, particularly high school wrestling, a priority, and I want to thank all of them for being willing to continue to keep this great sport in Central Pennsylvania on TV.
And this is just our first match here in the month of January. We have a couple more beauties coming up for you. Last week we were supposed to have Lower Dauphin and Cedar Cliff, but because of Mother Nature and the inclement weather, that was postponed. So we're actually going to have that as a makeup. We will have that for you on High School Sports Live coming up on Monday night. And then next Saturday night is the one that's always a big one. Bermudian Springs and Boiling Springs, one of the top matches in the state in AA this year. So that'll be coming your way as well.
We go from one of the top AAA matchups in the state to AA, and I'll tell you, the quality of wrestling in Central Pennsylvania continues to impress. It continues to be a hotbed for recruiting and setting the bar for wrestling nationwide. And great rivalries. Great rivalries. Still a 1-0 lead here for Steve Mcneel, who's in the bottom position, attempting to work himself out.
It's now tied 1-1.
Evidently, there was an award of a technical violation there. I don't know exactly what the basis of that was. Normally it's for fleeing the mat. If he pushed him off the mat, for fleeing the mat, that's a technical violation. And it appears that was what was called, which makes the match 1-1.
And now Cook has to try even harder to keep him down for the rest of this period.
Let's see. And again, see, you know what? That was a good call. You cannot run a guy from one side of the mat completely off the other. You need to continue to wrestle inside. I know I've been critical before, but I would agree with Tim Lynch on that call. That clearly was fleeing the mat there. And again, very close to being in a bad position was Trent Cook for a last-second escape or overtime.
So it's Cook on top, in control.
And he escapes.
Seconds, and there's the escape by Steve Mcneel.
10 seconds to go. Now, I don't believe there's any stalling calls here.
Nope, not yet.
So without a stalling warning, there's a caution. Caution on Trent Cook.
Steve Mcneel going to get a big win for Central Dauphin at 182 pounds. A 2-1 winner over Trent Cook. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
OSS Health is a proud sponsor of tonight's event and proud to announce its newly opened orthopedic urgent care facility in Mechanicsburg. It's open 7 days per week. Call 730-7099 or go online at ossortho.com.
Back at Central Dauphin, we approach our final couple of matches on the night. After 182 pounds, it is Cumberland Valley on top by a score of 26-20. And just looking at the escape there that decided our match at 182 and gave the win to Central Dauphin's Steve Mcneel. We now move on to 220 pounds. Oh, 195, I'm sorry. 195.
195.
I'm getting ahead of myself here.
And I understand this is Brandon Rigny versus Jeff Whitcomb.
Rigny of Cumberland Valley in the white at 195 against Jeff Whitcomb of Central Dauphin in the green. That last victory by Mcneel has closed the team score again now. It's now 26-20, so Central Dauphin still within striking distance with a couple of bouts to go, so this one's still in doubt as far as the team outcome is concerned.
A win by Rigny in this match will make it extremely difficult to come back, because I know the last two weights for Central Dauphin, especially the heavyweight, presents quite a challenge against Cumberland Valley. All right, still in neutral position. Rigny with a front headlock there with the arm hook in the back. Attempting to try to go and toss. Seems to squeeze behind for 2 points with 45 seconds to go in the match. Has a power half in right now, trying to push it directly to the ground. Both boots are in. Back points are being counted. And is getting himself and working himself back more parallel. Earns a 2-point near fall.
Again, Valley fans shouting for 3, but they only got 2.
Still in legs. I don't know if the referees counted here. It looks like it's going to end up 4-0.
First period. Brandon Rigny, a 4-0 lead over Jeff Whitcomb after first 2 minutes of action. 195 pounds. Here's another look at that.
Again, when he did it, he stayed on his side hip, which offered an opportunity for Rigby to put it in half pretty deep, and he tried to square it away and earn 2.
Back to live action, second period underway. Rigny on top 4-0. His equals on top 26-20.
Front headlock, bringing him down to the mat. Tries to toss by, earns 2.
While we have a brief moment here, Dave, I just want to ask you a question. How difficult is it covering Cumberland, Cumberland County in the schools in the surrounding area, and keeping that weekly log that you have of like the fastest pin, fastest tech fall? I mean, how much research do you guys have to do to keep something like that up?
The most important thing is getting all the results from the coaches, and they're finding them online, and usually everyone's pretty good with that. And it just takes me having the time to have 2 hours and just sit down and add them all up and put them all on the computer.
Again, Rigby has a power half. He looked like he had it deep. Now he's over the top a little bit, put himself into some trouble. Does not lose control, however, maintaining a 6-0 lead with 50 seconds to go in the second period. Rigby electing to allow Mcneel, Whitcomb on his feet. And at this point, oh my goodness. Looks like, thank goodness the camera's not on over there.
It's one of the unfortunate parts of the sport of wrestling, which we are not going to show you. I think we've all experienced something like that though before, so we know what it's like. We just don't have to show it, folks.
Thankfully, it's not on TV. That's one advantage of being at home.
Or one of the few things you have to come to the gym to see.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Each wrestler is allowed injury timeouts. Injury timeouts, the amount of the injury timeouts, 1 minute and 30 seconds. After your first injury timeout, when you call your second injury timeout, the other wrestler is afforded the opportunity to pick the position that he wants to begin the match in. After your third injury timeout, you are disqualified.
So we have 40 seconds left, second period. It's Brandon Rigny of Cumberland Valley on top, 6-1.
Still not out of reach. But ear to ear is very difficult to score. Rigby working.
Rigny trying to pull him back in.
On a cradle situation here. He needs to square himself up and at least referee calling them out of bounds prior to any control. 10 seconds remaining. Shot by Whitcomb. Doesn't look like he'll be able to complete it before the end of the period. Up. Just as I say it, Rigny has a toss by, spin around right before the clock. He's there in a front headlock position, bangs his head down, throws him by, and just earns a takedown with 1 second to go before the end of the second period.
Perhaps less than a second, it was that close. So we move into the third period at 195. Brandon Rigny of Cumberland Valley now on top, 8-1. Going away from a major decision, which would give 4 more points to the Eagles.
Rigny working a Russian here, not in a great position for it. Nice shot. He caught Whitcomb leaning in. Now he's squared up. Whitcomb ought to be careful here. He's now finding himself in a position to give up bonus points. Good job by Whitcomb fighting off his back. However, the match now is 13-1 with 1:15 to go. Gave up an escape to Whitcomb. Now in on the double leg, switches off to a single. Needs to be careful here. Oh, he does a good job of rolling through. Whitcomb hit him with a headlock. Rigny rolled him right through, comes out on top. Potentially a dangerous spot, doesn't lose his cool and ends up now being in the advantage 15-2.
Something you get a little more scared of if it's a closer match. Yeah. You can go for it in spots like that.
Although when it's this spread apart, a surprise pin is always a shocker.
That's true.
You never want to expose your back when you're up 13-2.
Right.
So under 30 seconds to go. 15-2. Brandon Rigny in control. So he's just going to try to ride this one out now.
For a major decision.
Major decision, 4 more points to give the Eagles a 10-point lead with 2 bouts remaining.
Take a look at these last 2 matchups. Attempting a last-second headlock desperation, doesn't work.
Brandon Rigny of Cumberland Valley, the winner at 195. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
High School Sports Live is sponsored in part by The Patriot News, powered by PennLive.com, and by Keystone Tax Associates, a specialized sales and use tax consulting business, and by Sports Recruiters, your vehicle for sports success. sportsrecruiters.com.
Now we move to 220 pounds. It's Jackson Stanford of Cumberland Valley taking on Elijah Robinson for Central Dauphin.
Oh, Stanford immediately comes out and puts Robinson on his back for a 4-point move. Stanford looks like a big 220, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He wrestled heavyweight for him a lot this year. Yes, probably whenever he can get to 220, they like to use him there. He's probably one of those guys that walk around at 225 sometimes.
Probably pushes it. Not one of the upper weights that has the advantage of being able to eat all the time.
Right.
Stanford with an 11-9 record. He is a junior. Robinson, 11th grade, and I guess he's a newer guy in the lineup. So no recorded varsity matches for him yet. Oh! Well, may not have any recorded matches, but it appears that he's got some strength.
Yeah. Got themselves into a merry-go-round situation there because the momentum kept building up.
That takedown makes it a 4-3 match.
Stay tuned, folks, at the conclusion of this. If you've been noticing at the bottom of the screen on the banner, we've been giving you some indication as to what's coming up after we are done here. We're going to be having our PAC Financial Move of the Match along with our Hoffman Ford Wrestler of the Match coming up.
For those of you at home who don't know what happened there, you cannot lock your hands when you're in the offensive position when you return to the mat. You've got a momentary time where you can, a reaction time where you need to release it. Clearly, he held on and continued to hold on once they came back to the mat. Held on too long there again. And this time ends up putting himself in a position to get reversed.
Stanford riding out the second period.
Not going to be enough time.
Give him 2 points on that. So Jackson Stanford of Cumberland Valley stretches his lead over Elijah Robinson at 220 pounds. It is now 9-3 as we start third period at 220.
Robinson selects neutral for the third period. While he has some strength, it's clear that this young man, Robinson, doesn't have a whole lot of wrestling experience.
Right, that's often the case, for lineups in the upper weights.
Sounds like they went recruiting at the football team.
Yeah, that's what they have to do a lot. But having a body there is a lot better than having a forfeit there.
You're right. And despite looks like his inexperience, he does appear to be strong. He's been in a position that's been difficult 1 or 2 times and has found his way out of it through sheer brute strength. Another 2 points for Jackson Stanford, making the score 11-3 with 1:15 remaining.
And stay tuned for the PAC Financial Move of the Match coming up.
Win by Stanford. I'm sorry. A win by Stanford here will put the match out of reach.
This will clinch it for Cumberland Valley if it stays this way. A win by Stanford would clinch. And as we, George, had alluded to earlier when we first came on the air, that this could be an historical match here at Central Dauphin, is the Rams have never lost a dual match in this building.
Yep, and that winning streak may come to an end tonight. They say 10 straight years without a loss in this building. And it may be done in an emphatic
Maybe
way
official
here.
right now.
Yep,
there it is.
There it is.
37 seconds left in the third period. Jackson Stanford with the pin over Elijah Robinson.
In these cold, snow-covered days of winter, wouldn't it be great to escape? Hoffman Ford can't do much about it.
Wrap this one up. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
In these cold, snow-covered days of winter, wouldn't it be great to escape? Hoffman Ford can't do much about the winter weather, but they can help you escape it in a 2014 Ford Escape SE 4x4. Nicely equipped, not stripped, with a 10-way power driver's seat, Sirius satellite radio, keyless entry, and much more. Yours for only $254 a month, and Hoffman has 20 to choose from. But hurry, when they're gone, they're gone. Escape winter with Hoffman Ford, Harrisburg's premier Ford dealer. Call or shop online at hoffmanford.com.
Final match of the night, 285 pounds. Dalton Brill of Central Dauphin against Brad Dravenstott of Cumberland Valley. That last victory by Jackson Stanford clinches the victory for Cumberland Valley tonight. So the team scores now 36-20. Final match of the night.
Brad Dravenstott is a junior, normally a 220-pounder. Joe Williams, I believe Joe is a sophomore, big sophomore, and started out this year with a record of 4-6. Looks like he may be doing some football time too. That's a big young man.
Yeah, that looks like another football player on the wrestling mat. And, definitely has the weight advantage.
If he's not a football player, I know Coach is watching.
Yeah, I'm sure they're looking for a lineman. They always are.
And he's a big kid. This weight class has a limit of 285 pounds. And doesn't look like Joe Williams is far off.
No, he's probably enjoying that extra pound that he got after Christmas.
He may be. And again, he's not overweight. He's actually probably about a 6'3" kid there.
Yeah.
Big kid. Guys, this is always entertaining with the heavyweights. Anything can happen at any given moment. It's like the heavyweight boxing match. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes the action's a little slower, but it usually ends up in a big knockout in the end.
Scoreless after one period.
It's like blood time being used by Joe Williams from CD. Scoreless at the end of the first period.
Stay tuned, folks. Coming up at the conclusion of this, our CRIA post-match report. Our Hoffman Ford Wrestler of the Match, DAC Financial Move of the Match. We have our crack staff tabulating the ballots here at Matt's side.
And I want to apologize to the viewing audience at home. That is Dalton Brill. It's actually, he's a senior, and it's the first time this year. He would be the regular heavyweight. First time he was able to make weight this year.
Okay. I know he's definitely coming off the football team. So
There's no doubt.
He weighed in at 284.7. that one more cookie last night might not have may have kept him out of the lineup tonight. So
Right.
good for him. Good to see him get on the mat and get some action with him tonight.
And he's wrestling a kid who's normally a 220-pounder. His actual weigh-in weight was 197.9, so Brad Dravenstott is giving up a significant amount of weight, almost 90 pounds.
Yeah, just
in
under
this
90
matchup.
pounds. How do you combat something like that?
It's very difficult. And again, you don't want to get caught underneath because the guy will use the weight against you. You got to move side to side. If you're going to shoot underneath, you got to sweep a leg versus coming in straight on and holding on, because almost invariably, there used to be a time where the heavyweight position was unlimited. and you'd have guys 400 or 500 pounds out there wrestling. It was almost impossible to move those guys. So they put a weight limit onto it in order some level of fairness. And again, you have to weigh above the 195-pound weight class in order to qualify for heavyweight position.
And definitely the biggest spread between weights there, so you get this a lot actually.
But not too many times you see a bigger spread than this. Yeah.
Coming to the end of the second period at our final match of the night, 285 pounds. And it is Dalton Brill with a 1-0 lead over Brad Dravenstott of Cumberland Valley.
We're down to our final period.
An exciting evening of action here on High School Sports Live. And we'll recap it for you coming up on the CRIA post-match report coming up next.
Dravenstott with the escape. Dravenstott earning 2 points there. One because Brill had locked his hands, technical violation, and one for an escape, making the match 2-1. And again, as you see with that weight with the weight disadvantage, not trying to get caught underneath in any way. I doubt you'll see too many shots or attempts to go at the legs from Dravenstott.
Yeah, there's a lot of counterattacks.
Yep.
Hey, let's give credit to the fans and to both benches here, guys. This match has already been decided. We have a 16-point spread as far as the team is concerned. Everybody is still here in the building, and both benches are still into this match, the last match of the night. So,
testament to this rivalry, testament to the wrestling fans that are here, and certainly a testament to the coach and the level of model of leadership that they show to remain in these matches until the very end, never to give up, and both teams cheering on as if it was the first match of the evening.
40 seconds left. And we will put this one into the books.
See, when you get caught under there, it makes it awful difficult. And again, he almost had a slide by, but when he stopped on his knees and allowed Brill to turn, face, and put his weight on him, it stopped that momentum like a brick wall. Give credit to Dravenstott, but you don't want to make a move that's right. That aggressive at the end of the match.
So Dalton Brill puts the finishing touches on this one, a 5-2 victory over Brad Dravenstott. We'll be back to wrap this one up coming up just a minute or two. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Andy, you had a choice to make. Holiday lights, the snowman, or that thing, which is scary. But you threw more out and said, I want and. Because you don't go for choices. You go for greatness. So you go with Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box. Get 2 medium one-topping pizzas, breadsticks, and pick from wings, rolls, pasta, or now a third pizza for just $19.99. And get any other delicious pizza for $10. All hail Andy, the king of the cul-de-sac. Go for greatness, people. Pizza. Make it great.
Hey guys, just in time.
When Julie wanted to provide some stability for her 2 boys, she reached out to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for her home loan. We're proud we could help Julie and her family. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help homeownership dreams come true.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
Do you have a game plan for retirement and college education?
In today's turbulent economic landscape, navigating the market to ensure a secure retirement can be challenging. PAC Financial can help guide you every step of the way.
I define financial independence as when work is optional and retirement's affordable.
So when life throws unexpected obstacles, you can still win the game.
Hi, I'm Steve Morazzo. Contact us today for your free, no obligation consultation.
This new diet, half and half's awesome.
Best part's the lemonade. Best part's the tea.
Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade!
So which half is your favorite?
And they're blended so perfectly, who cares? Tasty tea, tangy lemonade, 10 calories. Snapple diet, half and half. Made from the best stuff on earth.
Welcome back to Central Dauphin High School, and this is the CRIA post-match report brought to you by Capital Region Insurance Agency. And we have a treat for you tonight, folks. Our wrestler of the match is joining us here at Matt's side. It's Garrett Pepperman, winner of 170 pounds tonight for Central Dauphin, taking on T.C. Warner. And first of all, Garrett, congratulations on one heck of a match. And I guess that the first question I have for you is, were you surprised that that matchup occurred tonight? I mean, when you walked in the building tonight, did you think that that was a possibility that this could happen?
Yeah, I knew that it could definitely be a possibility. I knew that they wanted TC on me. It was good strategizing for their team. We were toying with the idea of bumping me up to 82, but Coach told me, he said, you know, in order to give us a shot to win this duel, you got to go out there and beat them. So I knew I had a job to do, and I had to just go out and perform my best. And, you know, God was with me, so I think I did well.
Well, I commented to you earlier. I think that was probably the most aggressive and confident I've seen you wrestle, and I've watched it for a long time, Garrett. You faced a quality opponent, somebody who's no stranger to the state finals either. You both are that probably was the premier matchup in the state of Pennsylvania in wrestling tonight, and you did it tonight. There were a couple of calls that could have went either way. It looked like, according to the TV screen, that you might have. We knew you had at least one takedown. It looked close on the second one, and then a questionable stalling call. You know, how were you able to not allow externally all the things that were happening that you couldn't control, not to affect your attitude and the way you responded in the match?
It's definitely something I've worked on since I was a freshman. I used to let that stuff get to me. And, you know, I just trained hard. I was sick for the past 2 weeks. My lungs weren't feeling too well. I've been working really hard to get them up and be able to push through matches. I knew that I wanted to wrestle on my feet. He wanted to wrestle on the mat. I knew if I kept pushing on my feet, I would be able to break him. So, you know, I couldn't let that get to me. I had to keep pushing. And luckily, you know, I got my takedowns and finished up the match on top.
What does a match like this do? This is a young team. Coach, we were talking to him in the locker room beforehand. 10 new faces in the starting lineup. It seems like you guys are taking some lumps. But a match like this against a quality opponent, you guys were there battling. It might not necessarily reflect on the scoreboard, but what could you guys take out of this match tonight as a team?
Yes, we're a really young team. The kids work really hard in the room. They're eager to learn. We're getting better every day. You know, Swags is pushing us harder than, you know, I've ever been pushed. So we're just going to keep improving. I mean, we had some mistakes and, you know, some things that could have gone the other way. We had to win that 106-pound match. That was a toss-up. We needed Tyshawn to get some bonus at 13. We had a couple mistakes. You know, we had some kids like Levi Williams perform and put on for, you know, the crowd. And that's what we need. We need that energy. And we have to keep that energy flowing throughout the entire match. I'm excited to, you know, keep pushing on, keep training, and getting ready for, you know, postseason district duels, and we'll get them there.
Well, I just want to tell you, you know, I've watched you, your brothers, know your family. I know they were honored before the match for their contributions to wrestling. I just want to offer you a personal thanks and best wishes this year. I know last year you ran into a buzzsaw at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, this year, I want to wish you all the best. We're going to continue to watch. Central Pennsylvania is going to continue to root for you. Continue to keep your head up. And I know if you're in condition, there's no one better in the state than you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good luck this year.
Garrett Pepperman of Central Dauphin, our Hoffman Ford wrestler of the match. Stay tuned. Coming up, a little bit more on the PAC Financial post-match report coming up, or the CRIA, post-match report coming up. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Advanced Hoop's biggest goal has been to raise the culture of training and development in this region. Working with youth coaches, junior high coaches, high school coaches, and even more so, college coaches in the last 5 years. We're seeing a rise in the talent level of players all over the area. Programs like ours are making a difference. We're just proud to be part of that culture of training that's growing strong in the Harrisburg area.
High School Sports Live is sponsored in part by the Patriot News, powered by PennLive.com, and by Keystone Tax Associates, a specialized sales and use tax consulting business, and by Sports Recruiters, your vehicle for sports success, sportsrecruiters.com.
Hershey Entertainment and Resorts delivers state-of-the-art roller coasters, the legendary AHL Bears hockey team, premier entertainment, and much more. We are proud to sponsor young athletes through the efforts of High School Sports Live.
In these cold, snow-covered days of winter, wouldn't it be great to escape? Hoffman Ford can't do much about the winter weather, but they can help you escape it in a 2014 Ford Escape SE 4x4. Nicely equipped, not stripped, with a 10-way power driver's seat, Sirius satellite radio, keyless entry, and much more. Yours for only $254 a month, and Hoffman has 20 to choose from. But hurry, when they're gone, they're gone. Escape winter with Hoffman Ford, Harrisburg's premier Ford dealer. Call or shop online at hoffmanford.com.
Welcome back to Matt's side here at Central Dauphin High School. This is the post-match report presented by CRIA, the Capital Region Insurance Agency. And joining us now is the victorious coach tonight, Dave Heckert of Cumberland Valley. And Coach, an historic win here tonight. Nobody has ever come into this building here, the new Central Dauphin High School, and defeated the Rams on this mat, and you guys did tonight. So first of all, congratulations on that accomplishment. Second of all, in 100 words or less, how did you do it?
Well, I mean, this is a good program. Central Dauphin they set the bar, in the past, 5-6 years. I mean, not too many places they did go where you beat them, whether it's here or wherever. But we felt that, we had some advantage into the middle there and, worked to pick up some bonus points. And, I think, when you look at the match and you're picking up bonus points, that's important. That's what wins matches, And we got some bonus points into the middle, some points into the middle, and, got it done. So I'm excited for the guys. They really wanted this, and I'm proud of them.
Well, you're joined with somebody who really makes you look good there. Your daughter, Emma, who's making her TV debut. Maybe she'll be getting some calls for modeling. She's a beautiful young lady.
I know. It's a good thing she looks like her mother.
Yeah. Well, when she gets older, you're going to wish she looked like you so she didn't get a date.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But to the match, there's probably no team in central Pennsylvania, and it's going to be tough to compare across the state that has a better big three than you guys. Tell me what those group of kids mean to your program.
Oh man, I mean they've been here since they've been freshmen, and when you have three guys like that in through the middle in a row there, that's a lot of confidence for the team, and that's a lot of leadership there. Those three guys have won a lot of matches, and I'm proud of them, and I mean having those three guys in through the middle. Like I said, when you get those guys rolling, I mean, that sets the tempo for the team.
And the big match of the night, I mean, tell us, how that all came about, the ability for them to square off. It was a treat for the fans at home. It was a treat for the people that were in the audience today. What were the factors that went into making that decision?
Well, I mean, I just felt that it was whether we won that match or lost that match, I really felt like the way the lineup was, we didn't want to put them at 60, and I felt that we could beat their 60-pounder with Brandon Rudy, which he did. But that's what people pay their money to come see. I think so many times today, everybody's bumping away from everybody to try to get wins and for the team, which I understand. But the same token, I mean, that kills the sport of wrestling. I mean, people come here to see good matches. They want to see Pepperman and Warner, regardless who wins. And that's what I told them. I mean, just go out and just wrestle. It's not about winning and losing. Perform and give the crowd what they paid their money to see. And and we came up a little short. I think Garrett wrestled a really good match. Probably the best I've seen him wrestle.
Me too.
And I thought, he's a little bigger than TC. But, regardless, I mean, they're two guys that hopefully will be standing on top of the podium at the end of the year, TC at 54 and Pepperman at 60.
So thank you for having the heart of a lion. Congratulations on being named the 23rd best wrestler in Central Pennsylvania history.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel for that, man. Absolutely, scraping the bottom of the barrel for that.
And thank you for your leadership and the quality program that you continue to provide. This year, I know you guys are going to move far, and it's a direct response to the level of expectation and modeling of leadership that you've been able to show. Congratulations and best luck this season.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate the coverage.
Okay, congratulations, Dave.
Yep, thank you.
Good job. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we're going to go to our move of the match, sponsored by PAC Financial. And coming up, this is it, folks. It was a tight match at 170 pounds.
Well, Pepperman in. Again, he just came off of 2 takedowns that looked like he could have gotten. We're winding it down to the end of the mat. He chose to let T.C. Warner up, still continued to be the aggressor, squared up, wasted no movement, and ended up with a takedown in the victory tonight.
PAC Financial move of the match, not only of this match, but that is a move, folks, that people are going to be talking about across the state tomorrow morning when they see the results of this one, and we were able to bring it to you here on High School Sports Live. Coming up, our next broadcast is actually going to be tomorrow night, and we move to the hardwood for basketball. It's going to be West Perry and Susquehanna. Girls game starting at 6:30. Boys will follow that at 8 o'clock on ABC 27.2. So thanks to our production crew from Invicta LLC, the guys that bring you the sights and sounds of this exciting match tonight. And we will have further basketball games and wrestling matches coming your way. Next wrestling match Monday night. Make up, it will be Lower Dauphin at Cedar Cliff. That's Monday night. So again, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. We sure did here at Matt's side. So until we talk to you next time, have a good night, folks, and we'll see you again next week for wrestling here on High School Sports Live on ABC 27.